Hey everybody, check out the screen. Ronnie Oneal, look who it is. I went to look at this video of the sentencing of this thing, and I want you to note what the judge is saying, her perception of things. I don't know what further proof is needed. Now, I know there's like a dust bucket. Oh, he's in my comment section, and he's mad that I called his mommy a mammy. Well, if the shoe fits, she's wearing it. And here's my other thing, dust bucket. Why are you so worried about what black women do? Baby, why are you here? Okay? I didn't ask you to come here. If you're so offended, move on. But I already know you have nothing else to do. And you can come with your little thread. Let's get this straight. If YouTube never existed, and you can go around following different channels trying to get them down and come with your little threats. If YouTube never existed, newsflash, everybody knows you're a failure. You have failed collectively. You failed the community. Everybody know in America who the winners are when it comes to the men, and collectively who the losers are. They already know. They already know. Everybody knows how everybody operates. If YouTube never existed, how you operate, the dumb things that you do, the violence that you do is still going to be known. It's on the news. These are not actors. No one's in Hollywood. Okay, 1, 2, 3, cut. No. The news, it's reality. Tyrone, Lil TT, Dusty, Dust Buckets, you're doing these things. You're committing the carjackings and the murder and the crime, boosting up the Dustinas. You're committing the murders. Let a Dusty tell it. They don't want to have this shown. Just keep it quiet. And see, they get that from the mammies. These mammies pay for these men so much. And so they don't want to look foolish like, why are you doing this? Trust me, it'll be a mammy who put money on his book. The mammies, that's the mentality in the black community. What goes on in this house stays in this house. They can have a serial killer. What goes on in this house stays in this house, the dumbest thing. And you wonder why, well, how did that happen? No one's saying anything. So you worried about beware the black man? Oh, it's always something negative? Well, what I'm reporting, who's doing it? So see how infantile their minds are. It's always something negative she's reporting on. Well, see, you're not condemning the ones who's doing it. So if you have a real issue to change your narrative, you need to get to these black men. Black women aren't the ones who's terrorizing their community at the same level. Some things happen, some Dustinas, and they're trying to prove to their official dust bucket that they're worthy of what? Inheriting more dust. But the word is out. This on the screen, nobody's investing in it. People that look like this. They're not. Robert Smith may have paid for the educated ones. He paid their tuition off. You think Robert Smith was born into money? No offense intended, and he's done well for himself. Congratulations. A white man is behind that. A white man gave him the money to get his venture going. He didn't just happen to work so hard, which he did work hard, trust and believe. But he had the vision, Robert Smith did, and the idea. And the potential was there. A white man put the money up. Did you know that, Dust Bucket? Yeah. And in my opinion, when Robert Smith get money in the Morehouse, sweetie, we already knew about it because I know Dust Buckets probably don't understand this. There's a paper called Barron's and also Wall Street Journal. Now, Wall Street Journal for the Dust Buckets, that's probably beyond your reading level. Okay, so I don't want to get it convoluted. That's beyond your reading level, so I want to keep it simple for you. But yeah, Robert Smith, that's why that money came from. It came from a white man to get that going. So if the white man have given Robert Smith that money, he wouldn't be where he is today, more than likely, and he wouldn't have been able to pay all that student loan debt for Morehouse. Robert Smith caught a charge on taxes, and he gave up the other guy that put him on. Newsflash, Dusty. So you want to convince these black women that, oh, y'all just gotta. I heard a thing on Nyla saying black women have nowhere to go but to stay with black men. You are so delusional, baby. You wish. You wish. What black man put the money in Robert Smith's hands? None. You don't think they have professional black athletes then? That's probably their best suit is to, do something active, sports related. But yeah, a white man gave him all that money to get started. He sure did. A white man is the one that told him about those accounts. What they're being reported, and I totally believe it because that was his protege. That was his protege. And next thing you know, they popped Robert Smith, and he gave up the Texas multi billionaire. he gave that guy up. So everybody knew then, oh, so that's why you want to go ahead and you want to do some good philanthropic work. Good PR. Good PR. So yeah, so they want to convince you that black women, you got to be stuck. No offense, Robert Smith, he wouldn't have that success that white men had put that money up. Guy put up like a crazy, insane amount of money so he could get the operation going. And Robert Smith took off with it. So you can have the knowledge, but you need the money. So follow the money. You follow Robert Smith's money, you're going to be looking at a white man. So they want to convince you, oh, sure, there's racism, you bet. Let's not get it twisted. But they want to convince you, black women, that everybody that's not black, oh, it's bad. Look in the community. Who doing the drive-by shootings? So I want you to listen to, this is the sentencing of Robert Oneal. I want you to hear what the judge is saying. She's not saying, oh, well, she should have thought about, Ravina, she should have thought about that. That was her bad decision. She should have thought about that. It's her fault. That's on her. Mm-mm. Black women, you're going to learn real quick to save yourselves. He was involved in a shooting and the parents didn't take him in. Gee, I wonder why. She took him in. He needed to recover from a gunshot wound. She took him in. And look what happened. So I want you to hear. Listen to the judge. Now, for the Dusties, yes, this is a judge, Caucasian female, and she's educated. That's why she's the judge, okay? So I want you to hear what she has to say about the black woman. She doesn't put her down or berate her. Again, this is a good example for black women. Again, society knows what's up in the black community. It's no secret. These dust buckets, they really think, don't talk about that. They get that from their mammy. Because see, she don't want to look bad. They get it from their mama. Don't talk about those things. Keep it a secret. What goes on in his house, girl, please. What's going on in your house is on the news every night. So check this out. Fair use. Oh, and by the way, he's made it clear that he's not sorry. And they can let him out today, and it'll be a mammy. Well, I'm going to go and give him a couple dollars, get on his feet. A mammy will take him in and feed him. Look at the man in the back in the uniform, how he's looking at him with such disdain. But they want to convince you, oh, every man look like that. Every man look like that is an evil man. He sure is evil, y'all. Oh, that white man. Tupac already told you. It says about, what is it? The white man that he should fear, but it's his own doing the killing around here, and nothing has changed. Let's see the Dusties get out and condemn this behavior. Instead of trying to condemn somebody's YouTube channel, why don't you condemn the behavior? Go condemn the news station. The Dusties want to control something, so only thing that they can try to control is black women because they got a mammy. That's the only thing they can control is try to control black women. And look like a pimp game at work, and the pimp game's pimped out. So listen to this clip here, and I'll be back with further commentary, fair use. I want you to listen to what the judge says. She didn't pull that, oh, that black woman, it sure is her fault. Oh, look at her. Yeah, causing all these problems. No, that's only some old dusty, ignorant Negro narrative. That's all it is. Nobody else buys it. You're in the dominant society, they know you sound like a fool talking like that. So check this out, fair use.
I am not sorry for something I didn't do, and I am not sorry for the things I did do.
Mr. Oneal, listen, stop. Listen to me. You're not going to raise your voice again.
I'm not going to raise my voice again. I'm not.
I will have you removed from this courtroom. I can sentence you without you being present.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't conduct
I
yourself.
understand, Your Honor.
Thank you.
But I will say, I'm sorry for your loss.
19 years I've been at this job. I have seen human beings killed at the hands of others in every way imaginable. You name it, I've seen it. Shootings, stabbings, drownings, suffocatings, blown apart by cars and DUI manslaughter cases. Horrible things. This is the worst case I have ever seen as far as the facts go. he retrieved the body of Ronnie Oneal from the home. And all he could do was sob. It took every ounce I had not to start sobbing too. Because there is no way any person with any feeling could have witnessed or seen the photos of what occurred that night and not be haunted for the rest of your life. I know I will be. For the rest of my life, I'll be haunted by what I saw as far as the evidence and just the abject cruelty of it all. The abject cruelty. And I was aware, because I reviewed a lot of the discovery ahead of time, as you well know, did a lot of in-camera inspection of a lot of documents. And I was aware there was some evidence, at least, that when you needed to recover from your gunshot wound, that neither your parents nor your Aisha, Miss Robinson, would let you come recover at their home. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not going to get into a dispute. I just mentioned there was some evidence referencing that in the records. And all I could think about, because I knew that Miss Barron was not with you romantically at the time. And I knew that she just out of the goodness of her heart let you come stay with her. And it is beyond tragic that critical decision ended in so much horror for her and for her children. It is unspeakably cruel what happened as a result of that one decision. The way that Miss Barron died was horrific, and that 911 call, which captured truly all of it. You heard, and everyone who's heard that 911 call heard a death scream. If anybody ever wants to know what it sounds like before a human being dies, knowing that their death is imminent, that's exactly what it is. That was a death scream.
We're going to see if it's true.
But what happened to little Ronivia and to little Ronnie, but I'm going to focus on Ronivia, because she was special. And you can tell Miss Barron had done everything she could to create a beautiful home for her family. I noticed that the Ronivia's bedroom, before you set it on fire, you could tell she tried so hard to make her feel like a princess. Kenyatta did everything she could. And I noticed too in the kitchen on the refrigerator, she put up magnets that said faith, love, family, hope. And then you know what else happened at the refrigerator during that night? It got splattered with blood all over it due to what happened. Little Ronivia, she couldn't scream, she couldn't run away, and she witnessed what you did to her mother as far as shooting her mother in the arm with the gunshot. She knew. And the horror that child suffered. And she already had a life where she was born with challenges regarding her physical and her mental disabilities. But the pain and suffering that she suffered that night at your hands, unspeakable, absolutely unspeakable. And at the moment, that first time you struck her with that hatchet, and little Ronnie testified that all he could see was tears coming out of his sister's face. At that moment, that child knew. She knew she was being betrayed in the cruelest, most tragic and sorrowful way that a child could ever be betrayed. She was being betrayed by her parent, the one person that should be there to protect their children and love them and keep them from harm. And that was the last thing that child felt before she passed on from this earth, was your utter, cruel betrayal to her. And I read somewhere, and I don't know if it's true or not, I have no idea. But I read somewhere that souls pick their lives, and that they know exactly how difficult their lives are going to be before they enter into this world. And I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is, Ronnie Oneal is one of the bravest souls I have ever come across in my 54 years on this planet. One of the bravest ever, because she suffered so traumatically.
You heard it there, folks. You didn't hear, oh, she should have chose better. Well, that's on her. She wouldn't let him in. It's anything and everything to get it off these men. Anything and everything. So they want you to believe that the dominant side of society, of course, they look down on them. I mean, seriously, this is what they do. Who do you think is keeping the records? A black person open up a business, shot and killed or robbed, more than likely. Who is it? Then they bring the Dustinas in it. They want you to believe that, oh, my black woman, everybody looking down on you. No. Baby, everybody's looking down on them. You didn't hear her berate the black woman. Did you? I didn't. Mammies, don't lie if you're listening. You didn't hear her once say she should have chose better. She's showing the humanity of all these black women. Keep on trying to keep hope alive with these dusties, with these violent men in the community. That's what you saw here. Again, they know more about this community than you think. Black women, they know more about you, about the men that you're with sometimes than you do. See, your mammy the mamas don't raise them, and that mammy thing is about just keep it quiet. Who you think is running the statistics on the murder, the crime? Who you think is looking who the judge is? All these judges, the sheriffs, the psychologists, they know the mentality of this dude that you think you know. If someone had told that young woman, Ravinia, that this was going to happen, she wouldn't have believed him. And you see how she provided a home. And you want to look down on single mothers. You guys, oh my God. In the black community, most of these men that think like that, you guys are a joke that think like that. You want to look down on single mothers. Who's putting them here? Did you not hear the judge say, okay, Becky, a parent, listen, Dusties, is supposed to be there, not in the streets, but be there. Or me and a mama don't get along. Were you sure was getting along when their stomach was flat? A baby come, oh, no, I gotta leave, and that's that. Did you hear that? A parent is supposed to be there, not murder them. Supposed to be there as a parent. And you want to holler about single mothers? Boy, they sure don't holler about the crime that the black men are committing, the murder rate, though. Where is that at? So, ladies, these dust buckets are trying to keep you down, to keep you around. They need you, girl. Today's Saturday, July 24th. Let a lot of black women right now get the wake-up call. We need to get that smelling sauce going. And realize this man, do your evaluation that we discussed in a prior video. And realize this man is holding you down, girl. Holding you back. And make him too mad, not up on attack. I kid you not. I've even seen women out during the pandemic sitting up here. What's going on? Having to move and get evicted? Oh. But wait a second. Hire some movers. Girl, you got a 3-month-old baby. He's already gone. See, the pandemic also lets you know what you got. You don't have a job anymore. You can't provide 3 meals on a cot. Oh, he's going to have to go ahead and skip out on you. That's happening during the pandemic. They're back home with mama. Where's he at? Nowhere to be found. Why you have a man, you got to hire some movers? Well, maybe just get one guy and let your boyfriend, he can't help move. He's already gone. Left you there with a baby. Y'all better get that smelling sauce. I'm trying to tell you. Better wake up. If the black woman this weekend decide, okay, this guy doesn't have a check. What's he bringing into your life? Nothing. What are you doing? You're paying out. The shoes on his feet. The tissue paper that he used for his rear end, you're paying out. The food that he eats, the car that he drives, the clothes on his back, his underwear, the roof over his head, you or his mama. Get the key from him. What would they do? What would they do? Well, some going to act up and get violent. Where would they go? And these some of the same ones that's on YouTube trashing black women, trying to troll the channels with their little pissy threats. Collect the keys from the dusty. Live dust free. I'm telling you, you'll be glad you did. You'll be able to save more money, less drama. Yeah. Live dust free. Try it for 6 months. Let them know. Maybe you go back to your mama's house and I get this under control. Try it for 6 months. See how your life improves. You'll see. You'll thank me later. And that's the message that they don't want. They're trying to keep you down and keep you around. Who didn't get the memo? So this here, notice the judge's reaction. Word of black men, a whole bunch of them, I don't mean 3 or 4, are talking bad about this right here. That's why nobody is investing in men that look like this. Really quick, Robert Smith. Robert Smith Tree invested in Morehouse. Let's get down to the real money. Dust bucket, this might be above your reading level. Now, Wall Street Journal. I don't want to get you confused. There's too many words in that paper for you to try to understand. I know you won't be able to inculcate the message, so I'm going to try to break it down for you. Wall Street Journal. Robert Smith. Now, Robert Smith gave all that money to Morehouse to pay off that debt. Way to go. Yeah, PR stunt. See, those of us in the know that follow investments, we already know that Robert Smith, first of all, let's get this understood. Robert Smith would not have what he had today, and I'm just being real. He wouldn't have what he had today if it wasn't for a white man, because a white man gave him the money, honey. A white man gave Robert Smith that money. Robert Smith had the idea. He didn't have the money for that. And what black man was shown up to invest in on? He already had the concept of the idea, the willingness and the drive. A white man put up all the money to put Robert Smith on. Maybe that's why he's hiring. The ones that work for him are pretty much all white men. A sea of white men work for that company, Robert Smith. So Robert Smith, it wasn't like his mama got a home equity loan. Robert Smith had the drive, the energy, and the know-how. A white man, a billionaire who last I checked was residing in Texas. A white man put up all that money for Robert Smith. It was like a crazy amount, like millions, like maybe 10 millions or more. I can't recall the exact figure. It was an insane amount of money. A white man put that money up to Robert Smith, just like Goldman Sachs put the money up for the black women. So just so you don't dust this know, let's get a little info. A white man put that money up. Robert Smith got caught up in a tax issue. Yeah. Who you think put him onto that? The ones that groomed him? He got caught up in a tax issue. He got popped. I've been to the Cayman Islands. No, I don't have an account there. But a lot of people have accounts there. So you know what happened with that. And then the government, they pay so much money, you got to give the list out. Then they gave them they say, hey, go ahead and pay the taxes on the money and then we won't penalize you. So Robert Smith, from what I understand, he didn't pay all the money. He got caught up in a tax issue. When he got caught up in a tax issue, because you're facing jail time, he gave up that guy. The Texas billionaire. Robert Smith gave him up to save his own rear end. Next thing you know, here comes the money for Morehouse. Nice PR stunt. He gave up the guy that gave him all the money. So let's get this twisted. They want to convince you, and I hate to say this, the evil white man. Every white man is evil. Look at this. Here's an evil black man. And if she hadn't let him in her house, even been exposed to this trash, chances are she would still be alive. This is what they bring. Drama, trauma. They bring death. Yeah, so speaking of Robert Smith, I want to bring that up. A white man gave him the money to get that going. So the white man had to give Robert Smith that money. He probably wouldn't have what he has today. And it wouldn't have been paying off all that money at Morehouse. That's the backstory that trust him. Dusty's, oh my God, Wall Street, that's a whole nother world. They stuck on their mama. They can't get off the mama's couch, let alone afford that paper to invest. But so my point is, they want to convince you that, black women, that you need us. For what? Need you for what? Robert Smith needed some money back in the day. Where were the black men at? All these sports guys, where were you? They could have helped him invest in that money, in that company. They could have given it to him. No, it was a white man, and who lives in Texas, a billionaire. They gave him that money. He got caught up in a tax issue and gave that dude up. Gave the man up, the man that put him on. Yeah, Robert Smith. So let's follow the money. Let's follow the money from all the debt that's been paid for those black men at Morehouse College, Robert Smith, back to the white man. The $10 billion for black women, Goldman Sachs, back to the white man. But they want to convince you to keep you down. that everybody's hating you. There's racism, there's hate that you doing, you betcha. In the black community, what is it? This sure as heck ain't love. So, ladies, I'm trying to tell you, don't let these dusties keep you down. They need you down. They need you around to keep you down. Why? They don't have anything else going on. Got to have some place to lay that head at night. They need you. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And I am out.